What's going on, investors? Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about a stock that I gave back in February that is now up about 77% year to date. We are talking about NCLH. Okay, but before we dive into it, I just want to say that I have finally created a new group on my Patreon, which is the VVIP Club, and this club is going to cost you guys about $15 if you want to become a member. Of course, it is the same content that I share with all my patrons, okay, but the idea is if you become a patron now, for example, it costs about $15. Maybe next month I'm going to increase it to $20 because, you know, if something is super valuable, you need to price it accordingly, and I think $15 is nothing compared to what I share with my patrons and how much they are able to make on a monthly basis. Now, last week my portfolio is up about 70%. Like always, mostly every week my portfolio is always up. That's why I'm up over 700% now year to date. So let's talk about the buy signal that I gave on the 17th of February. So on the 17th of February, I gave 4 stocks, okay, and the first one is Airbus, the second one is Air France, the third one is NCLH, and the fourth one is NAS Oil. And I said here are airplane stocks or travel stocks that broke out this week. But the thing is, one of these stocks stood out. Of course, most of all these stocks have rallied since then, but one of them, NCLH, is performing way better than the rest, and I have shared several posts with my patrons. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys all the posts that I have shared about NCLH. Then we are going to talk about if now is still a good time, you know, to buy NCLH or not. So now on this 22nd of March, I made this post, okay. You guys can see that NCLH was literally trading at the bottom at $12.70 when I shared this post right here, and I said this is the safest buy zone. I mean, you can't make this thing up, guys, because if the price moves below here, you can close it with tiny loss. But if the price doesn't move below here, moon. And guess what has happened since then? NCLH has mooned. Okay, it used to trade at $12 when I shared this post, $12.70. It closed on Friday at $21.77. Now, if you take a look at this right here, let me share this image with you guys. I mean, since the beginning of this year, I've literally been, you know, begging all my followers, my subscribers on YouTube, okay, that they should please become a patron. That I believe the next bull market that could possibly last for 10 years was about to begin. And guess what? I was right. Now take a look at this image right here. I found it somewhere on the internet. I can't really remember who shared it. If you take a look at this, you can see periods when the market went to make money in the stock market, okay. Periods when to make money. Now A is years in which panics have occurred and will occur again. So if you take a look at this, you can see 2019 happens to be somewhere here, and we saw a panic in 2019, okay. And then we have B. B is, of course, years of good times, high prices, and the time to sell stocks and values of all kinds. So if you take a look at this, you can see 2019, 2016 is right here, and then the next one is going to be in 2026. Now 2020, we saw that pandemic, okay, that killed literally the stock market, and then 2021 also, okay, when that sell-off and you know, the high inflation, when inflation was at the peak, and then the Fed came in and started to, you know, hike the interest rate. So if you come down here, see years of hard times, low prices, and a good time to buy stocks, corner lots, goods, etc., and hold till the boom reaches the years of good times, then unload. So this more or less like a cycle. And then, you know, I found this just when I shared this post back in March 2022. Now 2023 happens to be somewhere here. So March, April, May, June, now we're in July. This is the 4th month. If you guys take a look at the stock market, you can see it has been rallying since then, and every month we have been making money, okay, I and my patrons. Now 2023 is expected, the rally is expected to last till 2026 before we see some kind of, you know, sell off again, maybe perhaps the 2032. If not, this rally could last till 2032. Now, so that's the post I made on the 22nd of March, okay, when the share price of NCLH was at $12.70, literally at the bottom of this chart right here. And then the next one that I made was on the 29th of March, okay, rocket NCLH. That was when we saw the first rally, the first breakout, the first signal that the bottom was truly in. Okay, and anytime you see this kind of rally, you should be expecting that if there is any correction, that is when to buy big. Okay, so now we saw that small rally NCLH. I made a post and it got like 1 like. Who liked it? Shashi, my brother. It was viewed by just 9 people. Let's continue. So on the 28th of April, when NCLH was trading around $13.15, I shared this post once again. We saw another breakout. Okay, like I have been following. I always follow the stock. I always share. Anytime there is a sell-off, I will wait for another breakout. I will share it again with my patients. That's what I did on the 28th of April. Norwegian Cruise Line, I was pronouncing with German accent. Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings Ltd, NCLH, is scheduled to report first quarter results on May 1st. Before the opening bell in the last reported quarter, the company reported a negative earnings surprise of 16.9%. Factors as play, I shared all these things, all this bullish information with my, patrons. However, high costs are likely to have altered the bottom line, yada yada. And then, Doris, one of my sisters, one of the front clients, one of my patrons said, so any guidance in terms of price action to watch? Is this a ticker you are interested in? I said, Jane, I have given a buy signal on this stock since March or so. Some people bought it then, and I still think it's a buy as long as the support keeps holding. This post is for those that bought or those that want to buy it. So she said, sorry, I must have missed your earlier buy signal then. This is an industry I'm interested in. I'll keep an eye out. Thanks. And I said, oh, now I know you are interested in the industry. I will be sharing more. So that was that. And then, NCLH continues. On the 1st of May, we saw another breakout, which I shared with my patrons. Okay, you don't forget I started to share it from February, and then it came back down to $12.31, and then it started to rally once again. I shared the breakout at $14, and I shared all this information about the first quarter, highlights, total revenue $1.8 billion, yada yada. I shared more, and I said congrats to all holders. Okay, now fast forward to 2nd of June last month. Okay, I said buy signal NCLH. Okay, and I gave this right here. Okay, you guys can see I started to share. I said I gave a buy here, which of course was back in February and March. Okay, 22nd of March, and NCLH was trading at $15.93 at this point on the 2nd of June. And I said I gave a buy in April. Here is updated version, because I always update my my patrons. Okay, so always the one ask if it is worth to buy now. What are the expectations here? And I said I already gave a buy signal at the bottom. Let's wait to see if it breaks to the upside, because I always give buy signal at the bottom, not at the top. So I told him that if we see a breakout here, I'm going to share another buy signal. Then we saw a breakout on the 12th of June, and we finally broke that range. Okay, you guys can see $17.78, and then I said breakout. And if you come down here, you can see $NCLH. Do you remember when I gave a buy signal on this stock at $13? Congratulations to all buyer and buyers. I just bought more on this massive breakout. So yeah, and then we went ahead, and then on the 13th of June, this one was from the 12th of June, and then on the 13th of June, I shared more information about NEO, and then I think I wrote about NCLH somewhere down there. NCLH, yeah, yesterday I shared NCLH, and I'm up 50% on this trade. A safe bet. You guys can see it right here. And of course, I shared some other information about some of the stocks that I am following. Like always, I always update my patrons to let them know what is going on. And yeah, now this is NCLH. Let's take a look at what is going on with this company. Now you guys can see the consensus price target is $19.40. My patrons already made about 77% on this trade alone. So I mean 77%. up year to date on NCLH. Now if you take a look at this, you can see the low estimate was 13. It was trading around $12 when I shared it. Then the average was 19 and 32. And then, you know, if you take a look at, you know, the analysts covering it, all of them are literally 5-star analysts, and they set a price target. This one is old, and of course this is, you know, from May, only May, okay, nothing from June. Now $16 price target, but this person right here, Ivan Fenset or whatever, has a price target of $32. And then, you know, we have Steven Wyszynski. I think this is a Polish guy. He has a price target of $22. So the share price is just $21.77. So there is a possibility that this stock can still rally to $32. For those of you wondering if now is still a good time, you know, to put your money in this company. This is NCLH, guys, and now if you take a look at this, okay, I gave the buy signal somewhere around here on ticker NCLH, and since then it has been rallying and it's just broke to the upside. Let me blow your mind, guys. This is where this stock is still, okay. Back in 2020, before the, you know, pandemic, NCLH used to trade around $50. Today it's around $21.77. So there is still a possibility that this stock is still going to double. But of course, if there is anything going on with the company, I'm going to be sharing it with my patrons. If you want to become a patron, it used to cost about $10 just a couple of hours ago, but that one is sold out. Now it costs about $15, and my target is to move it to $50 in the future. So now it is still a bargain. Okay, bargain. I mean, if you put some money into NCLH, when I shared it back in February, okay, somewhere around here, let's say you put $1,000, I mean, you would be sitting right now in literally almost double, okay, which is way more than what you are going to, you know, pay to subscribe to my channel on a monthly basis. Of course, I give other companies as well, not just one stock. I have given, I believe, close to 20 stocks, okay, and on this channel we are going to be talking about them one after the other. See you guys in the next one. Remember to smash the like button and let me know in the comment section if you are an investor in Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings Ltd. Ciao, ciao.